everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Miss Jenny. Today, we're going to learn how to cook with the power of the sun. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by making an oven out of an old pizza box. So let's talk about what tools we're going to need. First, we're going to need a pizza box. So let's make sure it's empty. Yeah, that's good. Then we're going to need some foil. I'm going to use this roll of foil, but we can also use the sheets. Doesn't really matter. Next, we're going to need to find some tape. I'm going to use this clear Scotch tape, but you can also use masking tape or duct tape. Then, we're going to need to find a Ziploc, but not just any Ziploc. We're going to see if we can find a freezer Ziploc. These are okay if you heat them up. Now, this size is a quart. What we need to do is find a big bag. We need to find a gallon size bag. After that, we need to go find a marker. I'm going to use a Sharpie because I like the point on it. Then we need some scissors because we're going to need to cut a hole. After that, we need to find a stick. Now, I'm going to use these dowel rods that I got from the Dollar Tree, but we can also use a stick from outside. So first things first, let's get our pizza box set down. We're going to lay our Ziploc bag in the middle of our box. Let's not put it at the tippy top of the box because we're going to use that part to make a hinge. That's the part that's going to flap up and down. So let's get our Ziploc in the middle. We're going to take our marker. I'm going to use this big marker so you can see a little bit better. And then I'm going to trace the outline of my bag. Now we don't have to worry about it being super straight. That's not going to matter. Uh-oh, see, it went off my line. Okay. One more. Now, if I were to cut this out, my Ziploc bag would fall right through, and we don't want that. So we're going to have to draw another box. Let's set our bag to the side. Now, using our two fingers, we're going to lay it down on our box, and we're going to make a dot, 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 and follow our fingers down so we can see what our line is that we're going to trace on the inside of our square. This is the part we're going to cut out. So see, I already drew my lines. Now we can go over our old line. We can crisscross. Our lines don't have to be perfectly straight. We want to be kind of straight though. We don't want a wiggly line. That would be hard to cut. But if our lines that we're drawing crisscross over one another, that's going to be okay. But what we want, uh-oh, let me come closer to you. That's better. What we really want is two squares. Now, the part we're going to cut out is this part. Uh-oh, I'm upside down. There we go. Whew. So, we don't want to cut this line. This is going to be very important. So, I'm going to put little X's up here to remind me not to cut this line. The lines that we do want to cut are this inner line, and this inner line. We're going to cut this out, and then this is going to be our flap. Let's go cut. Remember, we want to put our lids back on our markers. Now, if you are a Daisy or a Brownie, you may have to get an adult to help you. So, let's grab our scissors, and we're going to gently, and be very careful, we're going to poke it into the box, and we're going to cut our inside line. I'm going to angle it up so you can see better. Now remember, if you hold your box, watch your fingers. We don't want to cut those fingers. Oh no! Miss Jenny, what happens if I cut past the line I drew? It's not going to matter. That'll be okay. Ooh, look, I can get my hand in. Now, if you watch the video where we make snacks, you'll see that this is a different pizza box. Well, the pizza box I made earlier, I went to watch the video, and guess what? You can't see any of the lines I drew. So I thought I'd show you on this white box so you can see a little bit better. Oh, one more line to go. Here we go. Ah, I can't get my finger in. Ah. See, it's very hard cardboard. Ooh. Almost there. We did it! Okay, scissors down. So now I'm going to lift my flap a little bit. I'm going to put my thumbs down on the inside, but be careful, you don't want to slide it back and forth. We don't want a paper cut. Now with my thumbs on the inside and my fingers on the outside, I'm going to push with my thumbs and we're going to push out to make our flap. Then we're going to lay our box down and we're going to take our hand and we're going to flatten out that lid a little bit better. We may need to squish along the edges. Come on, pizza box. There we go. Okay, now we're going to fold all of our corners in and lay them back inside the box. Good box. Now it's time for a foil. Let's get a sheet. Now our foil has two sides. One side's real shiny, one side's kind of dull. We want to put the dull side on the cardboard. And when we go to fold it, let's make sure a little bit overstretches. Oh no, I got too much. Let's roll that back up. We don't need that much. Okay. Tear. Woo, there we go. So we're going to cover up our lid. Now, we want to make sure we have a little bit of foil. There we go, overlapping. Now, if we don't, we can always take another piece of foil and overlap our first piece so that we cover our entire cardboard surface with foil. There we go. Now, if it's really windy where you're at, you may want to grab your tape and secure it. I'm going to put a little piece right here. That should hold it down. Oh, maybe a little bit more. It's wanting to move. Ooh, I'm getting blinded by foil. Okay, now let's open our box. So now we need to cover all of this inside surface. Alrighty, let's grab our foil. Now because we're going to be covering these edges, we want to make sure our foil is big enough to stretch past this cardboard, and we're going to want to have a little bit of overlap this way. So let's get our first piece. Yeah, that looks good. Woo. And remember, we want the shiny side facing up. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure my foil's overlapping and it's going to come up and over the edge. That way I can fold it down without a problem. And if we mess up, because see, I don't have enough room here, we can always scoot our foil up and press it again. If it gets all wrinkly, it's not going to matter. It'll be okay. Now again, if your foil's all wiggly, we can add some tape to the outside, but we'll do that in a minute. Now it's time for a second sheet. Yep, that looks good. Woo! And you lay it down. I'm going to turn it this way. Woo! And we're going to press, press, press. There we go. Press, press, press. See how my foil's overlapping on the outside here? I'm going to come a little bit closer to you so you can see. Uh-oh, foil down. Okay, so here my foil's overlapping the outside. Now we want to make sure we get those corners pressed in good. Now I'm going to have a little bit of my foil overlapping. We want that. That won't hurt it at all. Uh-oh, see this? We don't want this big bubble up here. Let's flatten that out. Now, you don't have to, but I'm going to add a little bit of tape here to make sure it doesn't pop off while I'm cooking with it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple pieces of tape and I'm going to put them on my fingers. Ah, there we go. That's good. That way I don't have to keep reaching for it and I can hold it. So I'm going to add one piece here. I'm going to add one piece up here. I'm going to add one over here. Oh, one more. We don't want it going anywhere. Now we don't want to put any of this tape on the inside of our pizza box. We don't want to put any tape down here in the middle because we don't like it when that tape heats up and all that plastic gets warm. That might be yucky. We don't want plastic s'mores. Okay, now it's time to close up our box again. Let's get all of our flaps lined up. This part might be a little bit hard, and let's be gentle because we don't want to rip all that hard work we just did. Because we have all that foil in there, it's going to be a little extra snug. Just be very patient, very gentle, and we're going to slowly wiggle it down in there. And then we'll push it. Oh, that looks good. So let's open up our flap, because now it's time to add our Ziploc. Now this is why we added that inner line. Let's lay our Ziploc out. We should meet up with our old black lines. Now it's going to want to fall in because this is a floppy bag and this is a big hole. Let's get our tape. This part you definitely will need tape, and you're going to need quite a bit. So I'm going to get some of my fingers to get started. Let's line our Ziploc up. I'm going to come up to you again. Hi. Okay, we're going to line our Ziploc up to the very top of our line, and then we're going to add our tape. Don't worry about the rest of it right now. We'll get to that. Add a little bit right here. All right, and then we're going to follow it along this edge. We pick it up out of the hole. Now, it doesn't have to match up perfect. That won't matter. I need more tape. Okay, here we go. Add some more. Now, we want to get a pretty good seal on this, but I left little gaps. That's going to be fine. But if you want to go through with your tape and tape it all the way around, you'll get a really good seal. Whew. And that will help keep all that heat trapped in there. Some more. Now, if you find a piece of black construction paper or really dark purple, that would be really good right here in the middle. What's going to happen is the sun's going to hit that black construction paper and it's going to help absorb all that heat, and it's going to heat up your box a little bit faster. But I couldn't find any, so I just used foil, and I think that'll work pretty good. Okay, last piece. Ah, maybe. There we go. Now, you can tape this part to this foil, and that'll be okay, because that's not going to touch our food. But I found you can leave it just like that, and it works fine. You ready for our last bit? Let's get our stick. We just need one. And let's get some pieces of tape on our fingers. Okay, I'm going to come up to you again. Woo! I'm sweaty. Okay, so we want to put our dowel rod right here. So we're going to put a little piece of tape here and here. Let's get our stick. Let's angle it down so I don't blind you with my foil. There we go. Let's put our stick at the top, and then we're going to lay our tape on our stick so it also touches the foil. I know it's a little hard to see. Oh no, the sun keeps moving with me. There we go. Okay. Put that on. Now don't worry if this looks messy. It's not going to matter. As long as the stick stays to the foil, it's all that matters. I know, come back. Oh, there you are. My phone stopped recording. Okay, now I've got both sticks taped to my pizza box. We're going to give it a little bit of a shake. We want to make sure that stick's not going to go anywhere. That looks like it's pretty good. Guess what? We're done with our pizza oven. Now it's time to go make some snacks. I'll see you in a minute.